Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am the lead experienced human being, American YouTube woman, and I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of the Mystery Movie Night Podcast. I want to say hello to everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Already in the chat, friend of the channel, Enigma Severus. Joining us from the UK, Shadow of the Raven. Friend of the channel, John Doe Juggalo. Did you see that in the house? Good to see you. All right, now the mystery movie this week was pretty much the worst kept secret in the world. So we're just going to go on and talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I know you're all here, the most violent woman on YouTube, since Corner.
I swear, this reputation of me is getting really built up.
The man currently running for his life from the both of us, Corey from Milky's Movies and Music.
Hello, hello. Sin, I'm waiting for you to start your UFC career. As violent as I hear you are, I'm waiting for you to just throw down.
It's legendary now. This mystique about my extreme violence.
I got to choose my jokes with you really, really wise.
Yeah, I might reach through the screen, do something terrible.
Logical spark. Oh wait, that jumped on us. Again, hello, Shadow of the Raven, joining us from Wales. How is the infected situation in Wales?
Yeah.
How are you? Please
you
check
guys
in.
okay?
We are. Okay. Are you guys okay? Because suddenly you are still quarantined, but yet everything is suddenly fine in France, even though the previous movie said that things were not so good.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm
just going based on what I've heard. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, I thought they talked about quarantine in in the second movie, but
they did.
Okay.
Speaking of which, 28 years later is an absolute embarrassment. Thank you.
Tell us how you really feel.
How much more better is it than Dominion? Because Dominion is an absolute abomination. Yeah, folks, the worst kept secret in the world. Last night's mystery movie, Jurassic World Rebirth.
Rebirth, yes. They even announced it on the subreddit, before the movie had even played. Oh. They actually put it down, because usually it's TBD.
Yeah.
And they, like hours before the movie even played, they had it was like, oh, it's definitely that, if I wasn't sure before.
Well, I guess that's a good thing why I don't get on Reddit. So,
well, I do like to see speculation, but yeah.
It is always kind of curious to look at the next week or two and movies that fall within the rating and the runtime, and kind of get some guesses.
Runtime, the actual movie is always going to be less than the projected.
Right. But yeah, you're just looking at that. I'm like, okay, that one's under the runtime, and it's the same rating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jurassic World Rebirth, a.k.a. Gareth Edwards jerks off Steven Spielberg for 2 hours. That's pretty much what this movie is.
Wait. What movie did you watch? No, I'm kidding.
All right. And by that, I do mean that there are definitely a lot of references and a lot of Easter eggs, in particular to the movies that Spielberg directed. I think it owes a lot to Part 3 as well, having kind of the random family getting involved in the action.
Oh my gosh, the random family.
I was going to say I have a feeling that'd be a topic to discuss tonight.
Yeah, Paulie and I got into it a little bit when he was doing his live out of the theater reaction. I was just told him what I thought.
Oh, I missed it. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, well, it wasn't ugly. It wasn't. I was just saying, like, okay. The family had no business being in that movie. The family should have either been completely left out and it only just be like about Scarlett Johansson and her team, or just a movie about the family. They were there as an emotional tool to get you to have this connection with these people, but they served no actual significant purpose to the plot or to the character arc and development of the other characters. Within themselves they did, because the father and the boyfriend, they had their own, but these people weren't important to what the whole thing was about. And my nephew said, yes, but the little girl did the thing with the gate. Yes, but if they had never encountered this family, they might not have even been in that situation where they had to go do something like that. So I felt like I was not at all on board with the storyline of the family. Yeah.
I kind of felt that was just shoved in there to be like, okay, we need the comedic element. So you got the boyfriend.
And the kid.
And
so
the kid.
You can be worried about a little kid.
The little kid, but then bring in a cute dinosaur too.
Yes, right. Right.
And have that little pull in it as well. But yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things, like, it didn't serve a big purpose, but I could see where, like, we need some, like, we need some chuckles here and there. So the boyfriend, we need a little scared for the little girl, and then a little awe moment for the cute dinosaur. And
it was just like they were just checking off the boxes.
Yep. Yeah.
It was felt very formulaic, and I was not. I wasn't crazy about this movie, y'all. I thought I was gonna really enjoy it. And sorry, go ahead, delete it.
I will give it this. It is formulaic. Jurassic Park has its own band of tropes. And this movie hits all of them, and that's mainly because it's the guy who wrote the original movie coming back for this one, David Cope.
Yes, but
which in a way I'm
he
very
also
glad
had a book to go by. This one was just this wasn't a story Crichton himself wrote, I don't think.
No.
You know?
No, Crichton, even though Crichton does get referenced, there is an Easter egg to him that I thought.
Oh, is it? Okay. Probably missed that.
Hey, it's on the school bus.
Oh, okay.
The school bus says Crichton Middle School.
Oh, okay. I wasn't.
I missed that. I missed that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. And this is a movie that is pretty much Jurassic Park checkbox central. And now, is that necessarily a bad thing? No. I mean, as compared to, and I keep forgetting this is Jurassic World Rebirth. I keep wanting to call it Jurassic Park Rebirth.
That's why you couldn't find the poster.
As far as the other Jurassic World movies are concerned, I didn't see Dominion.
It was not very
But this is better than
I haven't seen
those
Dominion
other
either.
movies, for sure.
I agree. I agree that it's better than Dominion. It's been a while since I've seen the one before that. I feel like it's better than that, but I don't know. That's not actually, the bar's pretty low when you're talking about being better than Dominion.
Yeah, because I went into this movie expecting to like none. I was having none of this movie. I wasn't even going to bother to see it.
I had already bought my ticket to see it for next week.
Yeah,
I was actually kind of looking forward to it. I had positive feelings about it, and it just felt so bland. It felt so meh.
I'll say, I don't mean to be like the old guy and like, oh, my things were better back then kind of a thing. But I saw the original Jurassic Park in the theater when I was almost graduating from high school.
You lucky.
So, and I actually multiple times we went back because we liked it so much. And, you know, at that time, if you didn't go back to the theater, it was going to be like almost a year before you could rent a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Not like today. So I saw it multiple times in the theater, and I love that one so much. I think I set an unfair bar for every subsequent Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movie from that. That first one hit, I don't know, maybe it was just at the right time for me, but like I said, just about ready to graduate from high school and seeing that with a bunch of friends, and then we're like, we're going to go see that again, you know? And I don't know. Sometimes when you have such a great kickoff to a franchise, it's kind of hard to follow it up sometimes.
Well, yeah, that's why sequels usually just don't. That's why they're just they have a notoriously bad reputation.
Right.
Because they usually don't hold up.
Yeah.
I liked the 2018 Jurassic World, though. I know it was kind of like a rehash of the first one, but they did it in such a way that it was enjoyable. But I can't say the same about the others.
I do want to answer this. How are Scarlett Mahershala performances strong and animated? I actually think they're pretty good. I like them in the movie.
Yeah, they were fine.
The acting is not my the issue necessarily with the movie.
Yeah.
I think the visual effects are pretty good too.
Yes. They were.
It very much reminded me of the original movie, the way that was put together. You actually do care about the characters this time around. I know I did. I mean, everybody that I thought really was, I know you didn't, but I did. All of the characters that I figured were going to get eaten do get eaten.
Yes, it's very predictable. Yeah. You're like, okay, you're a goner.
Yeah. You just don't even.
Nice seeing you. Oh.
You know, guy I didn't realize was Ed Screen until the credits. Bye. Nice knowing you. He's pretty much the first to die.
I was not expecting that one.
Yeah, the guy in the first one. Except for the guy, the idiot in the containment unit who manages to flummox this multi-billion-dollar facility with a
candy bar wrapper.
Damn you, Snickers! Damn you, Snickers!
My brother was like, really?
For a boycott of Snickers right now.
Billions of dollars of equipment and a Snickers wrapper just foiled it all. I'll say between the two of those, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say his name wrong. But
Mahershala.
Sorry, I'm horrible. I liked his character. I like his character a lot. Scarlett Johansson, I felt kind of fell flat for me. That's just me, but.
Yeah, she wasn't a standout. I mean, she wasn't awful, but she wasn't anything. Like, none of them, to me, honestly, felt like they were standouts.
Yeah.
I just wasn't connected with pretty much all of them. I didn't even care about the little girl.
I'll say that, too. I had no super genuine tie or interest worried about a character in this.
I was kind of hoping that my expectation about that would be subverted and that someone would actually get it. Mm-hmm. Like someone super crucial and important. Mm-hmm. And that didn't happen. Because like maybe that would have like brought it up because it'd be a little bit more, ooh, wow, this is, but no. So.
You could just kind of see what was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like.
And that's really kind of my chief issue is that it is a fairly predictable story. The acting's good. It's shot very well. I like the special effects. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
Technical stuff, yeah. It's fine.
Story-wise, it's a little iffy. And, like I said, while that didn't bother me, because that was, I liked the movie a lot better than I thought I was going to, but that's not really saying much. Mm. It's a watchable movie. It's just a little over 2 hours. So I didn't feel like the movie was dragging in any way. I wasn't watching it going, get on with it or anything. It's pretty decently paced. Mm-hmm. It just, when it gets to where it's going, it's just pretty much where you figure it's going to go.
I'll say that as well too. Like I was entertained by the movie, but it was kind of meh for me. I still had a good time watching it. I'm glad I got to see it, but I did not walk out of that going like, wow, I
gotta go see it again.
I know. Like I was talking about the first one, like where we had a couple buddies and we're like, we ended up seeing it like 3 times, in the theater. And like, I will not go back and I'm not being mean, but I will not go back and buy a ticket in the movie theater to watch it more than the first time. Which I'm curious to ask. Can I ask real quick? Sorry, I know that just came up, but
go ahead.
I just noticed, I don't know if it's just for this movie or if it's going to be a change for the rest of the time for my theater. I know I don't get all the mystery theater movies that you guys get. They raised the price by $1 for this one.
Really?
So normally mine are $5.
Yeah.
And it was $6.
Mine was 5.
Mine was $6.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm curious to see if it was for that. They knew what the title was, and that's what they threw on it, or if they're marking up. I'll have to report back the next mystery movie night that pops up and see what the price is.
So
$6 still. I will not balk at $6. So, but I was just like, it's $1 more than what it was before.
I thought about it, and I go, because here's the thing, and I'm going to go off on my tangent here for a second. Is I've been considering changing my rating system, and one of the reasons that I want to do that is because, do I in good conscience really want to tell anybody to go to a movie that isn't worth it when matinee prices for one child to get into a movie at a Regal is like $12?
Oof.
I don't completely hate this movie. There's a lot about it that I like, and there's some things that I don't.
I think people will have fun with it if they like.
I think $12 is too much to get into this movie. If you want to go and if you want to rent it for like $5.99 off of Amazon at some point, go to it.
Yeah, like so mine, even they raised it $1, $6 plus tax. I was not upset of paying that dollar amount to go see the movie.
Right, but you might would have balked at paying the regular price.
Oh yeah. If it would have been like $12 to $15, I might have been like,
no. Yeah. If I'm just like Joe Schmo, with a wife and a pack of kids, taking them to a movie, by the end of it, I would have been pissed off because I would have thought that's just too much.
Well, because anymore, it's within like a couple months, it's going to be on somebody's streaming service, right? Yeah. I mean, it just seems like all of them. I'm so surprised. I sound like a broken record all the time with this, but like I'm so surprised how quickly it turns around. Not just like being able to rent or buy on video on demand, but to be on somebody's streaming service. So like this one, like. Is it Paramount?
I don't know.
Universal.
I don't know. Universal. Okay. So, I don't know, whatever that would go to.
That would be Peacock.
Okay, Peacock. So, like, I honestly would not be surprised within the next 2 months to see this on Peacock. And you can buy a month of that with commercials for, what? $9-10
like that,
and if the whole family sits down and watches it, and that's the only movie you watch, you already are ahead like $20, $30, $40. Then
that's the thing. I'm walking out of the theater thinking, you know what, this is like a decent rental.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say it would have been a decent matinee, and then I looked up the matinee price and I go, I would not spend that much.
Yeah, that's I think matinee here is like 13 or 14.
And so that's when I decided
up in Jersey,
I pretty much downgraded it from a matinee to a rental. But where's the only place you can go to rent a movie these days? It's on a streaming service.
Yep. I was going to say most of mine are either Vudu, Prime, or Apple TV.
It's like now I sort of have to qualify that this is a movie that went from being, in my mind, a good matinee to a rental to a stream it in a way that's not even really its fault. Because I can't say spend the money to go and see it in theaters, and I can't say that it's a rental when you have to stream it to rent it anyway. So what do you do?
I will say I was really looking forward to this one, and I was a little let down. I'll just say that. I didn't hate it. I'm not like hating on it or anything like that.
No,
but
me either.
I just felt the story fell flat for me.
Yeah, flat. Yeah, flat. Blah. Meh. I was just and so the thing is, when Paulie did his little out of the theater, and I was expressing my opinion, and he loved it. And I was like,
Okay.
well, I didn't, And he's like,
There were
oh,
people
you
in my
just like to
theater
hate.
who were cheering at the end.
Yeah, same. It was applause when it started. There was applause at the end. It's like, okay, well, more power to you. But so here's the thing, though. There is now an article on Latino Slant about the fact that it is getting mixed reviews. So it's not just me being a hater.
Sin, why do you gotta be such a
sometimes
hater?
accused of being.
Oh, you're such a hater.
It is definitely, it's just not landing with everybody. And it makes me question why they decided to do this, to release it, because you can't tell me that they didn't know, that they didn't have some sort of feeling. And this is why I was worried, what I said before the stream started. Gladiator 2. I had a bit of anticipation and expectation about that one, and it was, and it just didn't hold up to the first one, obviously. And then when it became clear that last night's movie was going to be this one, I was like, oh, that makes me wonder, because this is now the second blockbuster refilm. Is this going to be a repeat experience that Gladiator 2 was? And it kind of feels like it was. It just,
I'll just say that the story was just mid for me. I didn't feel like any high stakes. It was beautiful. I liked the score. The score they brought back, some of the old
little bit of the you could hear strains of the
they mix it up and made it a little different, but you could hear some of the original, and I got that nostalgia feel, and I was like, oh yeah, but I just did not have a big vested interest in the stakes or the characters.
And it also felt like they were writing these scenes just to show encounters with the creatures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the scene with the boyfriend that had to go pee.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just go around a tree? No, it looked like he went way far away from where they, like, what the hell are you doing? You're surrounded by a bunch of, well, it was so we could see, what happened in that scene. It's like.
But he was the comic injection that they were trying to throw in. Like, we got to find something funny to throw in there. And I'll laugh at that one too. That one, after you said that. So after he's like almost killed, basically. Yeah. And all this is going on. He's like, oh, thank goodness. And it just starts peeing again.
Yeah. The ladder releases itself.
I was like, yeah, no.
Because it was like, because there was like a raptor, and then
yeah. Oh, thank goodness I didn't die. I can finish peeing now. But I'll say but I did hear some laughs with some of his lines in my theater. I did not have any applause at the end of the movie in the theater I was in, and it was pretty packed. It's not a huge theater, but it was pretty packed. There was no applause, but there was. I heard some odd, like some laughter from people with some of the scenes or lines with the boyfriend. I don't know why, but when he offered the dad some weed, but it might be damp, that got a big laugh.
That got some laughs, yeah.
And then the daughter was like, "Oh, he's just messing with you," haha.
And about the daughter, real quick.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who was thinking she should have been wearing a name tag saying, "Hi, I am Lisa Bonet"?
I don't.
No, I didn't pick up on that.
Okay. Hi, Denise Huxtable. How you doing? Yeah. Hi. Your boyfriend's an idiot. He would have been Christoph St. John in the 90s. May he rest in peace. Anyway, it's just because that's just what I was thinking. I was just like, and the daughter may as well have been, the other daughter may as well have been Rudy. I went, when did this become the Cosby Show?
Yeah.
It was just kind of, it felt like it was shoehorned into the story.
I would have been angry if I had actually paid, like we were talking about, full ticket price for this.
Yeah. If you were dropping like $15 for it or something.
It's not a full ticket price movie. Mm-hmm. No.
It felt like, and I hate being mean because I did have fun with it, with whatever we're saying, but this feels like one that would just drop on Netflix or something.
Yeah, it's crazy because they probably put a ton of money into it.
Oh, and
because
I'm sure Scarlett Johansson had a hefty check on this.
Yeah, it's weird because, like I said, it's shot well. It looks
beautiful.
very much like the original film. It was shot on film. You know, I mean, it's and Gareth Edwards can actually direct a movie without Tony Gilroy standing over his shoulder. Yay! Good for you. Okay, but you know, did they let you into the editing bay for this one too? Was Mr. Spielberg there? Are you good? Do you need a sippy cup? That's all I'm asking. You know, it's just like
not saying, but just saying.
it's like, because it's just it's uneven. That's a good way of saying it. It's uneven. It's like because there are parts of it that work like gangbusters, and then there are parts of it like, you know, baby's first directing gig. You know, and it's like I'm trying to reconcile all of these things and Hello to Big Al Presents. And when I start to think that way about a movie, my first thought becomes just give it a thumbs down and forget about it. But in a way, I don't want to do it because it's like I didn't hate the movie. I know it's kind of sounds
agree
like
with you.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, I'll agree with you.
Hate it either. I just felt
that are good, but then again, there's something about it that's off, and I can't put my finger on it.
The thing I feel writing. A lot of the same things you're saying, and so Sin, like right what you just said right there too, the writing, and I think that's going to lean right into what I was thinking about saying was I just thought the story was very thin. The plot, the story, like the what you're supposed to take this big genuine interest and get hooked into, I just felt it was very thin. And so, like you said, Sin, that's the writing.
Yeah,
it's the same plot. It's
rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
It is the rich corporate asshole trying to get dinosaur DNA, and like we have been over this.
Yeah.
You are from part 1. You are from part 2. Family, you're from part 3. And it's almost like
actually that's a good
I'm glad, and you all froze on me again. And I'm glad that they all went back to. I'm glad that they went back and made a movie that felt like it could take place within the world of the first 3 movies and just forgot about. There's no Chris Pratt. There's no little clone girls. You know, nobody's standing in front of raptors like an idiot and going, you know, thank God for that. You know, because I was saying if the second somebody does this, you know, I'm walking out of the theater and nobody did that. Thank you. You know. But any stegosauruses, I didn't notice any. But those brawn, I guess they were supposed to be brontosauruses.
They were probably some type of a hybrid, you know, because I think all these animals were hybrids.
I love
or something.
those. Yeah. That was a nice little scene.
Yeah.
But that's the big thing with this one, where they were doing some genetic testing and mutations, and so a lot of them were.
See, like.
Or hybrids or different
that one at the
mixes.
End looked like they mixed it. What's that? There's like this big, like a whale or fish thing that has this big, huge, bulbous head at the front. I don't know what it's. That's what that creature reminded me of.
Yeah,
it's like, what the heck did they mix this thing with? Some fish creature? It was weird looking.
Yeah, but a couple of the big baddies in the movie were definitely mixes or hybrids between a few different species.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're looking for a Stegosaurus, Al, the little miniature thing that the girl is with, that looks like trying to be a Stegosaurus, and they just mixed it with something else. It's little possibility Stegosauruses. I don't know. Because that's another thing in this movie is that there are recognizable dinosaurs. The raptors are recognizable. The Dilophosaurus shows up in this, aka the one that killed Nedry in the first one. That shows up, and you can identify.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then there are other dinosaurs where you're just like, what is the... Oh, it's almost like, okay. I'm going to take a Stegosaurus. I'm going to miniaturize it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it a duck's bill. I'm the screenwriter. I'm high. You can't stop me.
And we'll sell toys of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, what is going on? So yeah. So what about the dinosaur segments? Are there any amazing shots? There are some great shots in this. It's very
beautiful
well
shots.
done. It's a well-made movie.
Yeah, technically it's okay,
Technically,
but I think
it's great. But you know,
the problem is because, like as you say, 28 years later, because it's flat, which that's exactly how it felt to me. Because it's flat, those shots don't elevate it. They don't heighten the tension and the because it's just like
you know what's going to happen. You know who's going to die. I'll give you one thing. Is that they made the kills scary again. It's none of this people getting killed off screen crap, even though there is a character that does kind of technically die off screen. But I mean, you are seeing people literally being swallowed and going down the throat. You know, you are seeing
that, and you're seeing blood.
People.
Yeah,
you are seeing blood. You are seeing bits of people go flying off. So, you know, yeah.
Okay, sorry, that made me think of or we're already in spoilers, right?
Yes, we are. That's right. We didn't even put any warnings up.
I won't go too
Not
far
huge
into
spoilers.
it, but there is a part with a case and a hand and part of an arm.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
And so, like when you said bits of people, it made me think of that. I'm like, oh yeah, they kind of like shrug the hand off of it, but
yeah. So as far as that's concerned, I'm glad that they didn't cut away from that.
Yeah.
And they started to do that in a lot of the other movies, and I'm like, okay, they're making an attempt to make the dinosaurs scary again, and they hadn't done that for the last few movies. So, on that was one that was in the win column for me. Should they have taken a chance and maybe as Sin put it earlier, killed off somebody important? I think that might have, and kind of do it when everybody least expects it too. Like halfway through the movie, kill one of those main people off. You know, and I think that would have.
I agree with that, just because it was playing it by so much by the numbers that if you would have just thrown that one curveball in there, you'd be like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And what else is going to happen now? You know,
it was safe.
Yes.
Oh, it was safe.
That's why it was kind of boring.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
and
what
that's
I was like.
Yeah. But Carl's saying, let's be honest, the Jurassic Park movies are played out. I think they are. Even though I like this one better than most of the other ones, that's not really saying much.
I'll be very interested to see the box office numbers the opening weekend.
Well, especially since they have already opened it up to a lot of people that went to go see a mystery movie, and word of mouth might suppress whatever it could have done opening weekend if they hadn't done that. So that's why I question why they did this.
Do you think when they do that they have worries about how well it would do, and they're just wanting to make a little extra money off of it? I
don't know if it's
it just seems like a big movie to put it on here.
Yeah, exactly. It does. I don't know what their I don't know if they're trying to generate excitement about it.
Do it, you know?
Yeah, right.
And there was somebody earlier in the chat. Forgive me. I know there was somebody in the chat who said that they walked out of Gladiator 2 after 10 minutes. Yeah, Carl. And
I still haven't seen it.
I didn't walk out of the movie
Well, we watched it because we had to.
We watched
we had the live stream.
Yeah. But when they got to the CGI baboons, and I went, "Oh, I'm watching an Asylum version of Gladiator with Denzel Washington in it," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm just going to watch this. I'm just going to sit back and just let this train wreck go." Which is why when I did my end of the year show, it was like my favorite bad movie of the year.
The best of the worst.
The best of the worst, because I was just, it's like, oh God, this is bad, but. Because and to go off on a tangent for a second on Gladiator.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my little fur baby. He's
Sounds good.
In my brother's house, blind, doesn't know where he is, and is annoyed that he's not with me. I'll be right back.
Okay,
sounds good.
And I go, Gladiator 2 was made so that Ridley Scott and Denzel Washington could hang out in Italy or wherever they shot it.
Have a vacation together
and smoking cigars.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only reason that movie was made, because there's nothing else happening.
I've heard so many jokes about that same thing with a lot of the newer Adam Sandler movies. It's for him and his buddies to have a vacation paid for and go hang out.
Yeah.
And hey, no hate. I wish I was one of his friends and being on some of those vacations. I'm sure it's pretty fun. But
I mean, now while let's see, Gladiator 2 is crappy and then turns into an absolute disaster. Yeah,
I guess I won't put that to the top of my watch list then.
It's not.
It's not good.
I'm okay that I haven't seen it yet.
You're fine. Just stick with the first one.
Oh, I'll rewatch the first one because I love the first one.
I mean, if you want to have a chuckle, watch part 2, because Denzel just gives 0 Fs. And that's what's
and it's
fun
crazy
about
that's what he was nominated for this. What the heck?
Okay, but there's so many.
Okay, but the way I don't know, it just felt like what of all the movies to.
But anymore, there's so many nominations that are like, oh, we haven't done it yet for them. We got to throw them a bone.
Do it like how they did with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh gosh, it's like that takes away some of the legitimacy of it. I guess when it's just like, they missed a lot of close ones. We better throw them one.
Yeah.
And
yes.
True. Dolly Parton. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, Sashi. People were looking for you and waiting for you, Sashi.
Sashi, I was just talking about you before we went on live. Good to see you.
Of course I'm late. It's 8 a.m. Oh, my God. Yeah, he is 12 hours ahead of us.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you're sitting and having some breakfast and enjoying yourself and listening to us complain about a movie. So.
Yes, this is Will's Leonardo. Notice he was all over the web with not winning one, and then lo and behold, he gets one.
Yeah.
They gave it to him for the wrong film.
But that's the thing. I think sometimes they gave it to somebody else maybe for that same reason, and they're like, you know what? He really should have got it for that year, but... All right, well, he's in this movie this year. We got to throw it to him.
He should have won for The Aviator.
I agree. I agree.
And I mean, he's not bad in The Revenant. I'm just saying that's not the movie I would have given it to him for.
If you were going to pick between Aviator and Revenant, you'd go to Aviator, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, same thing with Jamie Lee Curtis. That's what they did with her for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, of all the roles, really? To give her what?
That one amazed me. But I like her, so I'm not being mean on her.
She was funny in there.
Yeah, but not like Academy.
Of all the roles, really?
That's an Oscar?
That was such a bandwagon movie to me. Yeah.
Don't get Sin started on that one. What's going on?
Bandwagon movie. They annoy me. Bandwagon movies annoy me. Do you want to get down, Levi? Yeah.
Breakfast and workout done. Having coffee. Basking other people's negativity. Don't spoil it, Buster.
I'm sorry, Sashi. I always ruin people's days with throwing a little positivity in there, but I'm so glad you got breakfast and workout in.
Yeah.
I'll try to be nasty for a little bit. I love it. That's like pretty much how my family is. Like if our family members, okay, the other night, I just go on side tangents, but if my family, if they're not teasing you or being sarcastic with you, you're almost wondering why they're mad at you then.
Right.
Like kind of thing. Like, you haven't made fun of me or thrown a sharp jab for a while. Like, did I do something? So you kid because you care.
Yep.
And Enigma, let me know in the chat. Have you seen Havoc yet, or Mobland, which I need to see?
Havoc, I have not seen. Sorry, I'll shut up after this.
But start watching Mobland.
Mobland, I thoroughly enjoyed that series, and I was so I was crushed. I went back the other week because I'm like, oh, every Sunday the next one comes out. And I didn't realize the last one I watched was the last one of the first season. And I was like, went out to go watch another one. I'm like, oh no, that was the last one.
What, did it end on a cliffhanger?
Yes.
Oh,
well,
I hate those.
But like, I don't think it was a bad one. It is a cliffhanger because you're going to wonder where things are going to go. But the way they did it, I was like, it has me hooked. I'm going to be like, Season 2, Episode 1, I'm jumping in to see where this is going to go. So,
did you see The Gentleman?
Yes.
The movie and the show?
Not the show, the movie.
Show's pretty good.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
Movie's pretty damn good too. I love that.
Yes,
movie.
yes.
Especially
movie,
Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell steals that movie.
Wait.
He's supporting The Gentleman.
Oh, yeah, and The Gentleman. Yeah, he was like the coach guy or something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Steals that movie.
Yeah, he was
his name is Fahuk, but it's pronounced Fahuk. So Fahuk? Yeah.
Yeah.
I always laughed at that scene. Sorry, but it's like a random one. But when they're at the trunk, I don't know if you remember that or not. But there's a lot of great scenes in that one. So I really enjoyed The Gentleman, and I had a lot of those good feelings with Mobland.
Mobland. See, this is why I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guy Ritchie directed a few of them, and he's producing, I think, the whole thing. But and Tom Hardy, I enjoy. So
take care, Connie.
See you, Connie.
See you, Connie.
We have stuff we got to get to soon too.
Yeah, if they can get me to shut up.
It's not you. We're all doing it.
Rebirth was so lackluster. We're going on to completely different topics. Well, if you get people like us together, and we just go off
happens.
on
this happens.
It's going to happen.
It's
part of the show.
Well, Sunday night, Monday morning.
Oh my gosh, that one. That was so funny. Wolfman came on.
That's
Wolfman's got nards. He's like over in Scotland, and he's like, y'all are still going. It's morning here.
He was, I just woke up and had a coffee, and you're still going?
My nephews are like, we heard you downstairs like 3 a.m. It's like, yes.
Enigma says
it was fun though. I had a good time.
It was
fun.
Enigma says I've seen both. Havoc is like a modern day John Woo movie, which is why I loved it so much. I really enjoyed it. Mobland, Tom Hardy is a genius in his thinking and character. He's not thrown by anything. His ability to adapt is good.
I gotta watch Mobland.
I like him so much in that. So like not going way into it. I know we got a little bit of time, but modern day England, mob families, and Tom Hardy's a fixer for one of the big families, and he plays a good role of trying to balance a family life with being this fixer with this big time mob family. So
so something interesting about Guy Ritchie, and this is why I don't like mob movies generally. I'm not a fan of films like The Godfather 2 and whatever. I typically stay away from them. I didn't watch The Departed for ages because of that, but because it's kind of mobbish, crime, whatever,
right?
Corrupt cops and all that,
and a remake to boot. So.
Oh yeah. I don't think I saw the original, but Guy Ritchie has a way of doing it that makes me actually get super pulled in to the story and the characters. So I've got to watch Mobland.
I don't follow series very often. I don't know if it's my short attention span or whatever. I lean towards movies. Mobland and Murderbot, I know we were talking about the other night, but those two, I am every single episode. The first one they're out, I'm watching them, and I'm enjoying both of those. Highly recommend both of them.
I definitely highly recommend Mobland. and I'm sure, not Mobland, sorry, Murderbot, and I'm sure that I would feel the same. I just have a feeling I will like Mobland as well.
I'm curious about Mobland because if you think of it, it's a reunion for Long Good Friday.
Oh yeah,
because you have Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren.
Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren, their characters are interesting. I'll just say that in the series. Both are great, but they're interesting characters in them.
I bet. Hardy and Mobland, flat out amazing. Way of staying silent, but Hardy runs the shows, the man in charge. Everyone sees that and you ask, how's Hardy going to handle this? Really good stuff. Carl says,
all right, Polly. See, he's picking up this dispute we had.
Here we go again. Hi, Polly.
Love you, Polly. Carl, I typically
for 2 straight days. We kind of were.
Carl, I didn't mind the episodes being short. That's what helped me get into the series as far as for Murderbot, because I kind of stay away from series as well, just time constraints, in fact.
And that was what hooked me so much, because I would be getting way into a story and then it's like it's done. I'm like,
over already. Yeah.
I think I told you, the only thing I hate about it is like it's over so quick, and I'm so invested to find out what the next step is going to be.
Whole doggone week.
I know, but they learned not to just drop it all at one time.
Not to drop them all, yeah. Okay, alarm went off to leave.
Yep.
I don't want us to go too long because I got to hop on Naughty
I'm quiet.
Stream.
Okay. All right.
Maybe quiet.
Anything that you would like to? All right. Plug something.
Okay, I'm going to be on Nadia Stream at 8:00. We're going to be talking about horror movies. That's the immediate. I'm not going to drag on.
8 Eastern.
Yes, 8 Eastern.
All right, we'll be jumping in there and seeing what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, and I deleted Scott something coming up too. I know that much.
I'll just say real quick to keep it rolling. This Thursday, I have a good friend of mine, Hortensia. She goes by DJ NC. I'm going to have her on my channel. She does, she's a DJ, does trance music, and she does a lot of streaming on Twitch, and I'm excited to get her on to talk about her creative process. So we're going to be hanging out and talking about that. Mixing it up a little bit.
Cool.
Right. So,
the lady's like, okay.
I was thinking, okay, would you two like us to leave? Son, would you and Polly like to settle this on your own ground? Is this pistols at 10 paces? I don't know what to do here.
He's holding some resentment over there.
Okay.
Let it go. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I'll
now
come
that's gonna
down.
be stuck in my
Yeah,
head
because
now.
I'm so violent, according to deleted.
Yep, she's gonna throwing fists here before too long. Yeah, Sashi, fight.
Oh my gosh.
3 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So at 8:30, I will be co-hosting live from Sparkwood 21. It is a retrospective of the Twin Peaks television series and of David Lynch's career in general. We're doing a part 2 of our deep dive into Mulholland Drive. Last week, we rewatched a film. This week, we kind of throw out our theories, just exactly what the heck was that movie about? And then we definitely got some ideas. So join us there, 8:30, for live from Sparkwood 21. And of course, after that is over, if you're watching on my channel, you will be redirected back to Troy's channel for his Blake 7 rewatch. And according to him, it's his favorite episode of the series. So looking forward to that. All right. So final score on this, I guess is this kind of
5.5 out of 10.
Kind of fine.
What's it?
Yeah.
2.75
I'm
out
mid
of 5.
on there.
Yeah.
I think you have fun watching it, but it might be one worth waiting. It'll be on a streaming service before too long.
I am in the end disappointingly mid, even though there were a number of things that I did like about it. I don't know
Absolutely.
if I could. I don't know if I could tell people to pay like current day theater prices to go and see it.
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful visuals, and the score was
yeah.
good. And I love the hints back to the original. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
So,
gotta dip. Y'all. It's like 8. I don't want Nadia to get mad at me.
Okay, take care soon.
So I'm gonna leave. I'll see y'all. Love you, everybody. It was great chatting. Y'all take care.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Sorry, did not see the subject for the show.
Our subject changed. It's all right.
Oh, no. Oh, that that doesn't surprise me, Enigma. You know, they're going to blame a mask for what a human being did, and yeah, that's kind of a dumb thing to do. You know, it's kind of like you know, they want to ban knives, but not ban the guy who's going to stab you with the knife. You know, and then they arrest you if you go on social media and complain. So, yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and kind of wrap this one up here. Kind of disappointingly, meh. You know, there's a lot to like about it, but there's this. To me, it felt like there was an ingredient that was missing, and I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to say, stream it.
I would agree with you completely. I think you would have a fun time popping some popcorn at home and streaming it. It'll be on a streaming service in a very short amount of time. They turn them around so quickly. I think you'll have a lot of fun at home on a Friday or Saturday night, popping some popcorn at home and watching it, and not paying, you know, $15 a person to go see it.
Yeah.
And whether that sounds bad, I don't know, but that's kind of how I felt.
Marvel Boy asking, Fantastic Four final trailer is out tomorrow, where they reveal some money shots in it to get even more bum seated. What do you reckon? What do you give us something juicy in it? I think that the whether you've decided to see it or not, I think that's already been decided. I don't think a trailer is going to do any good either way. No. I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to it personally. I'm certainly not going to go to a theater to see it. I'll tell you that right now. If I do review it, it will be after I have seen it online, and that's if I see it, and that's a very big if.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you.
So yeah, that's the way that one went. If I got to tell you though, for a franchise that is what, 7 movies in now, for a 7th movie, it's pretty good for a 7th movie.
Like I said, I don't think it's a major dig at it, but I'm like, if you're at home and it's on one of your streaming services and you throw some popcorn on, I think you'll have a fun time watching it. So that's not it sucks, don't go watch the thing, but you just know within 2 months it's going to be on some streaming service.
That's the problem. That's one of the problems with it. It's just, you know, it's going to be on Peacock in a fortnight, and you know,
and I think you'll have fun at that time. Just wait for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank everyone who is following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to thank everybody who is in the chat with us here. Connie, JP, Carl, Enigma, Marvel Boy. Let's see, Latino Slant, of course. Caveman Movies and More. I'm scrolling up. I don't want to miss anybody.
Did you say Sashi?
Sashi.
Yeah.
28 years later is an absolute embarrassment. Well, I'll be finding that out later this week.
I haven't seen it yet.
Regal presents Logical Spark. John Doe Juggalo.
Hey, Jeff.
And I think that was everyone. Yep.
Good crowd. I love it.
It was a good crowd. We had more than 30 people watching at one point, and of course that's just what StreamYard tells me. Sometimes it's more. So thank you all for being here, even if you didn't engage in the chat, which is quite all right. You don't have to if you don't want to, just as long as you enjoyed the show. Hit the like, share out the stream. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Subscribe to everybody in the chat, who most of them have channels, and they're damn good ones. So as Orville Nation says, we grow together. So subscribe to everybody in the chat, please. And for those of us who have memberships on our channels, they are available. I know on mine. So become a member. All right. So from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.
Love y'all.